Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's great to be here. You know, you look over 20 years, we've had people run for president, promise to move our embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, and then not follow through. So with the election of a new president, President Trump, in January, I thought it was important to make sure that Congress remind the president that he too has made this promise and that we finally need to follow through on the promise. And so I led a letter from over 100 congressmen to the president as soon as he took office, reminding him of the promise, urging him to move the embassy. I led a small delegation to Israel in March to identify different sites, pre-existing sites in many cases, where we could easily move the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And last month, we conducted a major hearing on my subcommittee. One of the witnesses was Ambassador Bolton, outlining why it would be in the U.S. interest to move the embassy. And we don't know for sure what's going to happen, but we're cautiously optimistic that next week, although the embassy may not be moved immediately, the president, we're led to believe, very well may declare that U.S. policy formally recognizes Jerusalem as the historic, undivided capital of the State of Israel. And what a difference a year makes. Last December, the United Nations, through prodding from the Obama administration, passed UN Resolution 2334, which basically denied any linkage of the Jewish people to the state of Israel, including saying that the Western Wall was occupied territory. The U.S. should have vetoed that resolution. But I think recognizing recognizing Jerusalem 1 year later is a great way where we can respond to the United Nations and all the anti-Israel countries out there and say, no, Jerusalem is not occupied territory. Judea and Samaria are not occupied territory. And we have to get our facts straight, and we have to be honest with the history and recognize thousands of years of connection between the Jewish people and the modern state of Israel. And finally, a friend of mine reminded me that this week's Torah reading was about Jacob wrestling with an angel, and they fought all night long, and Jacob emerges victorious, but he had a permanent limp. But at the end of the match, Jacob says really something remarkable to his opponent, said, "I will not let you go until you bless me." And that was an interesting teaching, because I think what it means is that you emerge from every struggle with a blessing. And I think that's a story of the modern state of Israel, because for all the struggles Israel has faced, she's continuously been a blessing, from the medical and technological innovations provided to the rest of the world, to the strong friendship Israel provides to the United States of America, and by being a light unto the nations through the way this ingathering of the exiles from around the world has created such a vibrant and morally ambitious democracy. We appreciate Israel's leadership in the Middle East as that one shining example of freedom and democracy. They share our values, and our friendship is very important. God bless the United States, and God bless our friends in Israel. Thank you.